Hi guys, Korean movie recapped here. Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm going to recap a 2018 Korean action science fiction movie called Illang, The Wolf Brigade. This movie tells the story of unification between South and North Korea. However, a civil war breaks out between the government who supports the unification and a terrorist organization who is against it. So, what exactly causes the war? How will the government handle it? Let's find it out. In 2024, a great war over territory breaks out among the powerful countries. To cope with the war, South and North Korea agree to reunify. However, the other countries see this as a threat and impose economic sanctions on the reunified Korea. The sanctions worsen the country's economy and give birth to a terrorist organization named Sect, whose goal is to break the reunion. They are equipped with great numbers and weaponry which troubles the police. The government formed a special unit to fight the sect. However, a bloody Friday happened when the special unit killed 15 innocent girls during an operation. The incident incited rage among the people and haunted the unit with guilt. Despite the condition, the unit is retained to keep the sect in check. In addition, they have to fight not only the sect, but also the public security department who wants to take over the country's security. 5 years later, the sect utilizes a riot to wreak havoc. They use powerful bombs and automatic rifles to overwhelm the police. After a while, the unit arrives at the scene and makes the sect fall back. Despite their effort, the unit hunts them down to their last hideout with Jun Kyung as their field leader. On the other hand, the sect is preparing innocent children to commit suicide bombing. After realizing that the unit is near, they try to escape through the water tunnel. The two opposing parties finally meet and a gunfight breaks out. The unit defends themselves effortlessly with their special armor and wipes them out within minutes. On the other hand, Jun Kyung is looking for the remaining members, but finds an innocent girl instead. Reminded of his guilt, he puts down his gun. However, the girl panics and ends up blowing herself up. The incident worsens the unit's reputation further and they are suspended for 4 weeks. The unit's chief training officer thinks that the suspension is done by the public security department and decides to investigate further. Meanwhile, Jun Kyung meets Han, an ex-member of the unit who became a high-ranking officer in the department. Han gives him the innocent girl's diary and asks him to return it to her family, specifically her older sister named Yeon-hee. However, he doesn't mind it and continues to undergo rigorous training. Despite his effort, he cannot focus since he is shadowed by his guilt, so he decides to meet Yeon-hee that night. Jun Kyung feels guilty at first, but to his surprise, Yeon-hee doesn't hate him for her sister's death. On their way home, they end up developing feelings towards one another. After separating, Yeon-hee doesn't go home but meets Han instead. Turns out, Han orders Yeon-hee to approach Jun Kyung and lure him into a trap. In exchange, he will finance her ailing brother's medical operation. The plan is directly supervised by the department's director who presumes that Jun Kyung is a member of the Wolf Brigade, a group within the special unit who wants to protect the unit's objective. The Wolf Brigade is rumored to have killed corrupt individuals and eradicated the unit's opposing parties. The next day, a member of the unit stalks Mi Kyung who is a sect member. There, she confronts Yeon-hee for her betrayal of becoming the department's spy. Turns out, Yoon-hee is also a sect member and she explains that she became the department's spy to pay her brother's medical bills. Despite her words, Mi Kyung doesn't believe Yeon-hee and leaves. Upon leaving, she realizes that she is being followed and tries to flee. However, the unit member overpowers her and captures her. In the interrogation room, Chief explains that the sect has been funded by the department to stir chaos and push the special unit to the edge. Chief also persuades her to conspire against the sect, to which she agrees only if she gets a new identity after the operation. Meanwhile, Jun Kyung is meeting Yeon-hee for the second time. The department has bugged his phone and sends out a team to capture him. Despite realizing the situation, he calmly follows the game and acts as if everything's normal. Yeon-hee goes to the bathroom and readies herself to trap Jun Kyung, as Han has planned. Han also gave her a tracking device to ensure her safety. Despite the scenario, Mi Kyung suddenly confronts Yoon-hee and leaves. Her interference thwarts the plan and Jun Kyung easily overpowers the team. The great number of the department's team doesn't affect Jun Kyung's success in fighting back. He also saves Yeon-hee, who is chased by the department for failing the mission. When they are about to leave, a weaponized drone comes and shoots at them. However, Jun Kyung easily handles the drone too, and they escape successfully. They run to the parking lot and steal a car to run away. When they are about to escape, Han appears and crashes into them. Han asks him to surrender, but Jun Kyung declines. He also reveals that he knows all along that Yoon-hee is Han's spy and they are scheming to trap him. Han is startled and lets his guard down, so Jun Kyung is able to escape. After the event, Chief orders Jun Kyung to turn Yeon-hee in. Jun Kyung pities her and offers her to flee and save herself. However, she declines since there is no safe place for her. After spending some time together, Yeon-hee starts to regret her decision of deceiving Jun Kyung. She finally falls for him and asks him to run away together, but Jun Kyung doesn't respond. After a while, Chief calls Jun Kyung to reaffirm that Yoon-hee must be turned in. Hearing that, Yeon-hee decides to turn on the tracking device that Han gave her. Han tracks her and deploys the special ops team to capture Jun Kyung. Once again, Yeon-hee regrets her action of trapping Jun Kyung and shows him the tracking device. However, Jun Kyung calmly continues his plan to meet Chief. Then, Chief arrives at the scene and reveals that he has been using Yeon-hee to bait the department. He also confirms that Jun Kyung is actually one of the Wolf Brigade who wants to eradicate corruption within the department. Jun Kyung is then equipped with the special armor and deliberately brings the tracking device with him to lure the enemies. One by one, the teams are taken down by Jun Kyung. He kills them swiftly and without mercy. As a last resort, Han deploys the special ops and enters the fight. They are equipped with heavy weapons that are more advanced than the other team's weaponry. Despite their equipment, Jun Kyung doesn't even flinch and fights back. He continues to massacre the special ops until Han is the only one left. A shootout happens between Jun Kyung and Han, resulting in Han being badly injured. He tries to flee but meets a dead end along the way. Jun Kyung offers him to be saved, but Han declines and shoots Jun Kyung instead. As a result, he retaliates and shoots Han to death. Finally, the department's force is wiped out by the Wolf Brigade. Then, Yeon-hee is brought by Chief to be executed. After the preparation, Jun Kyung suddenly appears to save her and tries to talk Chief out of it. Seeing his disciple's disobedience, he hands the gun over to Jun Kyung and orders him to commence the execution. He asks Yeon-hee why she didn't flee when she had the chance, and she says that she loves him and she only wants to run away together. On the other hand, Chief hears that the execution hasn't been commenced. He is enraged and confronts Jun Kyung for his disloyalty. The fight between two Wolf Brigade is fierce and tense since both of them are well trained and equipped with special equipment. The fight ends when Jun Kyung decides to abandon the special unit due to Chief's cold-hearted orders. In the end, the department scandal is brought to public and the director is captured by the police. North and South Korea will also hold a summit to resume the reunification talk. Meanwhile, Yeon-hee and his brother flee to another place to live a peaceful life together. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like and comment to help the channel out. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.